Welcome to Modern Musings, conversations with the maiden, mother, and crone, looking at ourselves and the world through the lens of the 21st century. Welcome back. I'm your host, Kristen Hessler, and I'm here today with my co-hosts, Cindy Murray and Amber Garvin.
Hi!
Hey.
This week we're talking about tips to drink more water. So today is Wednesday, and it's a new moon. If you are wanting to start a new habit or set a new goal or a new intention during a new moon, it's the best time. Some people have like a flow with the moon. So when you're talking about when it's the best time to set a new goal or start something new, you want to do that during a new moon. And I thought that what better time to talk about starting a new habit, making a healthy change, like drinking water, more water. That's a lot of people's goals.
Oh, it's mine. Yeah.
It is one of my SMART goals.
Yeah. So I thought, what better way to start off this new moon than talking about one of the most important life elements, water. So, I have always had a struggle with drinking more water. I've always known, we're raised as children, 8 cups a day, of water. So, that's 64 ounces. Mm-hmm. And, when you're thinking about that in terms of, water, wow, that's a lot of water. There's some arguments that it's just fluid. But there are also arguments about what type of fluid. Like, obviously, you can't survive on 64 ounces of vodka and not drink water.
There's water in vodka.
I know, but your body does
64
need pure
ounces
water.
Of coffee.
Yeah, I pretty much lived that life.
Yeah.
Back in the day, they drank wine. Just saying.
Yeah.
Or beer. Or mead.
Right. But water, pure, unadulterated water is the best source. And that is the thing that I struggle with the most, mostly because of flavor. So I'll get into that. But I just wanted to see what y'all had as far as tips for drinking more water. Because I know that's something that all three of us kind of struggle with.
You said pure, plain water?
Yes.
Because I have no tips for that.
Actually, the way you said that made me think of an old song, an old Pioneer song. Pure, clear water.
I can drink it more if it's cold. Honestly,
yeah,
if it's
too.
icy, like slushy, I can drink just plain water.
I like it cold, but not so cold that it makes my teeth hurt. So,
that's the downside.
I found that because I like to drink with a straw. If my water is too cold, I get that brain freeze feeling on the roof of my mouth. Mm-hmm. So and then that makes me not want to drink as much water.
I will drink room temperature water as well, but it has to be filtered water.
I can't
so
drink
often
from
the
tap.
city tap water is so terrible because of all the chemicals they have to use to clean it, before they can, before it's fit for consumption. So, I don't like that. So I use, when I had a refrigerator that actually had a dispenser on it, which I loved, I would just drink it straight out of the fridge like that. And I drank a lot more water when it was convenient for like that because I had a 20-ounce glass and I would measure how many of those I had a day. And by the way, that old idea that it was 8-ounce glasses of water is an old standard.
Mm-hmm.
Now it is determined by your weight because you are 98% water or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And I can't remember what it is, but
2% coffee. No.
98% coffee, 2% water.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
More accurate.
And so, but anyway, the
100%
the heavier your weight, then the more water you need to drink. So, you could be up into the 120s ounces.
Yeah, mine is actually like really high up there. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so much water.
Well, I mean, if you're a really tall, athletic guy, you need more water than, say, a little short, petite child.
Right. It's true. It's true. That's absolutely. And but it, the convenience of the water is important. It needs to be it needs to be your go-to. So it has to be convenient for you. So if if it was on the fridge, the one on my fridge unfortunately broke, and it's not repairable without replacing the entire door on my refrigerator. Now, talk about a stupid design flaw. But so we actually bought like a Brita canister that goes in the fridge, and so we have Brita filtered water, and I like that, but it's not as convenient because it's in I have to go to the back fridge.
You have to walk
it's in
a little
the drink
bit farther,
fridge. And it's not visible. I don't see it. Whereas I would see that dispenser on the fridge every day. So now I've tuned out that dispenser on the fridge. I don't see it anymore. I ignore it. So, so that's harder. And you talked about using a straw. I did find that using a straw helps me drink more because I take a larger drink. Yeah. But I think it's probably a bigger challenge even for you guys, though, because
you can't drink
your
we
bariatric
can't drink as
stomach
much.
is so tiny.
Especially when we want to drink coffee instead of water.
I can't chug water anymore.
Yeah, no,
I can't guzzle
dehydrated,
or take a giant swig.
Yeah. And I will admit that I very often do take that glass of water and just chug the water. And that's my... I bribe myself into drinking it, so saying, I can't have my next cup of coffee until I chug that glass of water. Yeah. And so I'll chug the glass of water really fast and then go drink the
Actually,
coffee.
A lot of people recommend starting off your day, first thing you do when you wake up
8 ounces of water.
Drink your water, and they say just go ahead and chug it so you can move on with your morning. And it actually invigorates you and wakes you up.
Right.
That's what I try to do as soon as my feet hit the floor in the morning is reach for my water.
I really need to do that. So one of the things that I have been doing now that I'm kind of going back to the office, and I've been waking up earlier, and being more awake in the daytime. I've been, we were talking last week about protein drinks. I drink a protein drink for breakfast, and I find that in the morning, because it's tasty and it's cold, because I put ice in mine. It's refreshing, and the coffee's actually still kind of hot because I make my shake and my coffee at the same time, and I'll have both drinks going. But I realized, I drink that protein shake like it's water, and I should probably, start my day off with a glass of water instead of a protein shake. I don't know.
Because you're so thirsty. You're breaking your fast, but you're also breaking your thirst.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. I found that sometimes I'll have my protein shake almost gone by the time I get to work in the morning, and then I'm like, well, sometimes I don't want to be done with it that fast. I like to kind of let it linger because it sustains me until lunch, because sometimes I won't eat lunch till late.
That is something that I used to struggle with also. I do the same thing, and I started trying to drink more water. Well, I take medication in the morning also, which motivates me to drink water. Mm-hmm. But I try to not grab my coffee or my protein drink until I'm walking out the door. Actually, I don't even make my protein shake until I get to work. That way I won't drink it on the way to work, and I'll try to maybe sip some coffee, but try to drink water because to motivate myself to drink water, I've got water by my bed. I've got water in the car. I've got water in my classroom.
Yes,
I've got
so you guys have to know
that's that convenience thing.
Amber always has at least 2 or 3 drinks.
Oh yeah. I will have my water.
I literally have 3 drinks here too.
Right now I just have 2. You have
Amber,
3 drinks.
I have 2. I have 2. I have a Coke and a coffee over here. But
my students make fun of me for that. I'll come in and I'll have water. I'll have coffee, and then I'll have a protein coffee. So essentially 2 coffees, I mean, to be fair. And then, like, even before I finish any of that, if I go out for lunch, Starbucks is really convenient. Or I'll go to 7-Eleven and get, like, a Gatorade or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
still not water.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. And then I'll have like 5 drinks.
Yeah, and that goes back to that argument. My doctor did tell me
my
as long
doctor
as I
told
was
me
getting
fluid is
64
fluid.
ounces
Yeah.
of fluid.
And you
But
know,
Gatorade's supposed to hydrate you, right?
Well, supposedly ish. Well, that's another discussion. There's a lot of sugar in Gatorade.
No, I do sugar free.
Okay, well, that's good. But yeah, I mean, I wake up in the morning. My go-to is coffee. I go right to the coffee, and I take my pills with coffee, and I take my evening pills with Coke. So it's Coke Zero, just so y'all know. But I like my Coke, and I like my coffee, and I do drink water during the day, but not nearly as much as I drink coffee and Coke. And really, honestly, if I could just drink coffee all day, I would do that. But it keeps me up, so.
I've found that, like, if I don't add more water, like if I do drink, like, because there are days when I don't drink water. And I've found that if I don't drink water, like, I feel off.
You kind of feel icky.
Yeah, I feel like,
yeah.
Ugh.
But see, I will drink, I can drink a lot of coffee. And I will drink, I mean, this Coke is not just a can of Coke. I have a Route 44 Sonic.
That's a 44-ounce soda.
I know, yeah.
For those of you that are not
from the South, that's
Sonic.
That's a 44 ounce, and I will drink several of those in one day if I'm out and about, or I will bring one home and drink it and then refill it with.
Well, and if your ice melts, you are getting some water out of it.
Yeah, no. I drink it until it is completely gone. There is no ice, no water, anything in it.
Yeah.
So I am getting 44 ounces of liquid there multiple times a day. And on top of my big coffee cups, and we're not talking the dainty little teacup that sits in the saucer. We're talking mugs, honking mugs, like 20-ounce mugs, right?
I know, but we're talking about drinking more water.
32-ounce tumbler full of coffee.
My point is that my doctor told me that water is water. I mean, fluid is water. Mm-hmm. It's all water as long as you're getting enough of it. So the fallacy is, are you really getting enough of any of it? And, if you really want to be safe with the sodas, because some people argue that the coffee, the tea, the sodas are diuretics.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, that's the thing. You have to consume as much more water because of the diuretic.
A little bit. Well, does. It's not that diuretic because the thing with coffee is after you've been drinking, when your body acclimates to the coffee, it does not have that strong of an effect on you anymore. So someone who is a new coffee drinker has a much more
adverse reaction to coffee. You know what we're talking about. You got the morning break at work.
So
gotta go.
Yeah, so the more you drink the coffee, the less it affects you as far as dehydration. Mm-hmm. So there is that there also. But if you just drink more of it, then you are in essence making up for that what little you are depleted, you are making it up in drinking more.
Quit coming up with excuses to drink more coffee.
Okay, hypothetically, if you cannot drink those things, because there were times in my life where I was not able to drink those things.
And I do understand that, yes.
So I'm saying my
water.
argument is, in the event that you cannot drink coffee and tea or sodas, what are ways that you could encourage yourself to drink more water?
I think that
add lemon to water, like put fruit in water.
Yes, that's a really good
fruit
one.
in
so
water.
That's actually, we were talking about Sonic. I still like to go to Sonic, and I don't always want like an iced tea, so sometimes I'll just get a water. It costs me like 50 cents to get the Route 44, the giant 44 ounce of water. and I'll get lemon and lime added to it. You have to
and they have other
take
fruits.
the lemon and lime out after a while because the peel does make it taste really bitter.
But they do have other fruits too, because you could add cherry to it. You could add. I don't think they have pineapple anymore, but they still have strawberry, and some other fruits. Some
people like cucumbers.
Cucumber, mint. Those are delicious in your water as well. I love those.
Speaking of Starbucks, you could go to Starbucks. You know, when you get your coffee, also get a water. Their water tastes great.
That's a good
and
idea.
get some dragon fruit or strawberries added to it.
Restaurants that bring out water to the table. With the food, when you first get to the table, they just automatically give you a glass of water.
Or they used to. Not all of them do that
Some
anymore.
do, and I do like those because I typically end up not getting a drink because
if you already have water.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'll just stick with the water. I think it's not a very good business model because I think that a lot of people probably tend to not get a drink and pay for a drink because then they get the water. But it also is kind of wise because then people are filling up on water and then they're not getting a lot of refills on fountain drinks. So I could see where, there's benefits there. But I'm just saying for eating out, that's a really good way if you can eat and drink at the same time. Amber and I really can't because of the surgery. But, any others,
well, like today we went to our favorite poke place, and they routinely keep a big jug dispenser of water with
lemons in it,
citrus fruit in it, and it's I love drinking that. That's awesome. So that's a great one. Using the straw helps you drink more
ice.
Keeping it convenient. Again, if it's easy to access, if it's there in front of you, you will consume it.
One thing I like in your car, Mom, you have bottled waters for like emergency. But I've literally been sitting in the car going, "Man, I'm thirsty," and I would open one of those bottled waters. And drink them.
That's how many times have you been in traffic or you're doing something, you're on your way to the doctor or something.
And you don't have time to
I'm thirsty,
stop.
I'm thirsty.
I don't want to buy a drink.
Right.
Yeah.
And you don't want to wait until you get where you're going because you're thirsty. So, I always keep a bottle of water. I have cup holders on the door. And then I also have a console that opens up. So I keep one bottle of water in each of the doors. So whoever's there can get it, and then I keep one in the console. And that was actually a fluke, weird thing that I learned from having a car that would periodically overheat, and I got...
You have to have water.
I got stuck out on a long stretch of highway out in West Texas where there was nothing for 60 miles, and my car overheated in the middle of the highway, and the only thing that we had to water with, because there was nothing, literally nothing. And my friend that was traveling with me had a big giant Fiji water, and then and then I know that's kind of expensive water to put in your car, but
bougie car.
And then some guy came driving up. It was probably the only car we saw the whole time on that whole stretch of highway, and he happened to have a gallon jug of water because he'd been out at a work site, and he gave us that gallon jug of drinking water. And I just vowed after that to always carry water in the car because you never know when you're going to need it, and we weren't even drinking it for ourselves, but we could have been sitting out there for hours without water to drink as well.
Oh, yeah, even if you had like a flat tire and you couldn't fix it, you could have been thirsty.
Right.
And it is kind of deserty.
So it's very important to carry that water in the car. So I always carry water in the car, and I will just open that and use it. So we do keep bottled water around the house, even though I really don't like the waste of the plastic, and we've got all this microplastic in our bodies and stuff that I really don't like, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. And so I like to have those just for that.
I keep some in the fridge, and those are for any reason that I can't take
take
water
a jug
in
or something
a cup or something. But I'm like Amber. I always have a drink with me.
I do too.
Especially ever since I had the surgery, because I'm just constantly drinking.
Constantly drink all the time.
I got this really cool jug. Before the pandemic, some of the girls at work were doing this challenge where you drink all your water, but during like a certain span of hours of the day from 7 to 7. And you get 128 ounces of water, which is twice the 8 cups, right? That's 16. That's a gallon of water.
Don't ask me to do math.
Pretty sure that's a gallon. 16 cups in a gallon. Anyway.
Don't ask the English teacher to do math.
It's a large container, and they had these cute jugs that they had bought online that had words of encouragement as the hours went. So you would, and it told you like what time of the day you were at. So if you literally got up at 7 a.m. and you already had your water in your jug, you could start drinking it at 7 a.m. and you would see your way down to the bottom of the jug. And, having a smaller stomach, it's hard to get all of those ounces in. Yeah. And also because sometimes I'm not even awake at 7 a.m., but I still feel I got one. I'd been wanting one for a really long time. So I got myself this really nice jug. It has a really nice straw. It is waterproof. It is like the coolest thing ever. So I'll link that.
For water.
Waterproof. Well, I mean, sorry, waterproof. Yeah, it leak proof. There you go. But I've been, challenging myself to drink from that, and I towed it around. The downside is it doesn't fit in my car's cup holder.
Oh,
so
that is the bane of my existence is jugs that don't fit in the cup holder. That really makes it hard to take your own drinks with you sometimes.
See, my problem is I don't have enough cup holders for all of my drinks.
All your drinks, yeah.
So I have to
I know.
Make my own.
Workplace, we have a badge that you have to swipe to get in. And it makes it really challenging when you have 2 cups in your hands and a purse and a lunchbox, and you're bringing your computer to work too. And then, you're like, you have to go swipe your card. I usually have my drinks under my arms and.
Oh yeah, that's when you need that leak-proof.
Yeah,
that leak-proof, waterproof jug.
And yeah, leak-proof, waterproof. Yeah, I'm real particular about the cup. I know we had talked about cups and. Like our particular drinkware. I know I had mentioned that on my blog before. I'm weirdo like that. I have like a certain cup that I like to drink out of everything.
I do too.
And
me too.
Working in the office, drinking coffee, the free coffee at work every day. They had little styrofoam cups for the coffee, and I was using a new styrofoam cup every day for a long time. Maybe after a year of working there, it just dawned on me. Like, I looked at the box of where the styrofoam cups come in, and I was like, wow, there's a lot of cups in there. There's like 300 of them. And then I realized, oh my gosh, that's like a whole year of me drinking coffee at work from one of these styrofoam cups.
Oh, yeah.
And the massive amount of litter that causes, the waste that's not biodegradable. Because styrofoam takes a really, really, really long time to break down.
Yeah.
And so I vowed to never use the styrofoam cups at work. So I started bringing my own coffee cup to work. And we had this really nasty water fountain.
And Amber's making faces at our Sonic cups.
I know. The Sonic does come in a styrofoam cup, but I only get one of those a week, maybe one. I'm talking about going to work every day. I've worked at the same place for 12 years.
I really thought that, like you were about to say, I've made a vow never to use a styrofoam cup ever again. And I look around and I see these styrofoam cups in the room. And
I know.
I'm like,
and this is about the size of 3 of those ones at work. So I still use the styrofoam, not gonna lie. I mean, even when I take my food from a restaurant, it comes in styrofoam. I can't win. We can rally to make those changes.
BYOC, bring your own cup.
Yeah, I could bring my own Tupperware to the restaurant. Yeah. That would be weird though.
Hey, I carry a cup with me everywhere.
Anyways, I stopped, I started bringing my own coffee cup to work, but then I wasn't drinking the water at work. And we have this really nasty water fountain that they, made it out of order, and they got us a reverse osmosis, and that water is so good. I'm really particular about the flavor of water, and I was hiding the flavor of water with those like Crystal Light and stuff for the longest time, but I'm trying to wean off of those because of the artificial sweeteners in them. They're not necessarily like the best thing to consume. And I get so many artificial sweeteners with all of the low carb things that I'm consuming already with my bariatric. So I'm like, okay, let me try to get out of the artificial sweetener zone. So I've been trying not to drink, flavored waters and just drink pure, clear, natural water. So reverse osmosis makes the water taste really good. Because I don't like the way the tap water tastes.
Well, and I did have one of those also. And then I had one, a reverse osmosis under my kitchen sink, and it has to be serviced every year by the company. And one year we called to have them service it, and they had gone out of business.
Aww.
And I found that when you get those installed, they have proprietary systems, and they won't, like Mr. Culligan Man will not work on somebody else's reverse osmosis. So all they will do is come put a new system in your thing, which is, quite expensive. So we just pulled it out, and that's when we went to the fridge water, which is heavily filtered, but I did miss the reverse osmosis water. It was delicious.
I decided, because I wanted to drink that water, but I didn't want to use a styrofoam cup. I was like, oh man, like if I forgot to bring a water cup too, because I'm not going to use my coffee cup to drink water too, I had to remember to bring a cup. And, I want to be a good steward to the earth, so I'm going to try to use a cup. So I've been trying to remember to bring a water cup too. I know that's like one more other thing to have to carry, but it's no different than bringing a water bottle.
Maybe you should just leave one at work and
wash
it.
I thought about that, again. Just leaving a cup
I have
there,
a set of
I used
cups
to leave my coffee cup at work too. Yeah. Well, I have, and it's kind of weird now because I took all of my things that were at my desk at work home because it seemed like we were never going back. So, about a year ago, I went to my work and I just took all my personal belongings home, and now I'm back at the office. I'm like, oh, now I don't even have a desk anymore. I just kind of float around wherever in the office. And I don't really leave anything there, but that would be wise just to bring a water cup. That would give me more water. I need more chances to drink more water.
Yeah, I don't know. That I still even knowing that I should drink more water, even putting it in the right cup and using a straw and it's the right temperature and it's the right flavor and all that, I struggle with that, wanting to drink the water. Even, I'm thirsty, and my go-to, I'm sitting here, oh, I'm so thirsty, I need a cup of coffee. And it's like, oh, no, what I need is water.
Here's a funny, weird thing. So water is like life, right? Just like air is.
Yeah.
And we choose to take, like, fluids and make them taste better for enjoyment, and we avoid this life force that we need, or not life force, but this thing that gives us life. We avoid it because we're just like, ugh. Could you imagine if people were like, nope, I'm not going to breathe this air because it doesn't smell good?
Well, they do that.
I know, I guess, but
I'm going to hold my breath while I walk by. No.
Right, I know, but I'm just thinking like people wearing like masks with flavored air so that I don't know, just like my random
like
weird
a CPAP
mind
mask kind of thing, walking around with a tank. So yeah,
it's strawberry fuchsia flavored. I don't know. I'm being weird. Anyways, so I would love to hear anyone else's tips because I am dying over here. I need more water, and I need to find ways to switch it up, to trick myself into enjoying it. So if you can think of anything that we haven't mentioned, definitely hit us up on the blog. We would love to hear your tips and tricks, any ideas maybe that we didn't discuss here. If you can think of anything you'd like to share, please check us out at our MMC chat on our Facebook group, or mention in the comments on our blog at modernmusings.net. We would like to thank Red Door Studios and Creative Audio Tech for our equipment and our theme music. Thank you guys. And next week, we have go-to quick, easy dinners that I'm excited to talk about. I know we have talked about, our favorite, budgeting, meal budgeting, but this one is a little bit different. This is a quick and easy go-to, so not necessarily budget-friendly, whatever, it's a free-for-all. So we'll be talking about that, and we will be blogging about it. So definitely come check us out.
Yeah.
And thanks again for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.